Okay, so sticking with our thesis that people start to take profit. What we're looking at here is for short-term holders, we're looking at the ratio of how much of their supply is in profit to loss. Now, the reason why you'll often see me talk about profit loss ratios. Sometimes I'll do realized profit and loss. This one here is a supply in profit or loss. Remember that inflection point. Just go back here. Lots of people are in profit and then suddenly they're not. You go from very, very few at all-time high. Nobody is in loss. So you go from nothing to something very quickly. And that nothing to something is an exponential move because you're going from zero to anything, right? So the concept is profit and loss ratios are really, really good at looking for inflection points. When does the market change state? And what you can see here, bear market state, where the losses exceed the profit, tends to sustain itself and we find resistance all the way through until we get an inflection point. And note that this inflection point here in 2018 happened very, very close to the bottom because we went from something to nothing. How do you get from something to nothing? Lots of people capitulate. Those coins go from just slightly in loss to just slightly in profit at scale. Likewise, when you get to these market tops, 2019, lots and lots of people are in profit and then suddenly they're not, right? This thing will start to trigger an inflection point very, very early in the trend because it's looking for trapped traders. Let's go back and have a look at this over a 1 year period just to see how this performed. You can see back here, in fact, I'll give it 2 years just to be a little bit clearer. We can see that this thing flipped over before the rally even started. And we can actually see here's a positive divergence back here post FTX because coins are getting transferred from up here, all these buyers all the way down, they panic sell and they all wash out. So suddenly all these coins that used to have a $40, $50, $60, $30,000 cost basis are capitulated out at 15K. And then price goes to 15,001 cents. And they suddenly go from in loss to in profit at massive scale. And this thing here flips over. So it's a really nice indicator to look for inflection points, right? When do things really start to transition and shift? You can see that lots of traders got trapped up here, and this thing indicated that we were, and exhaustion, apathy, I again recommend you go back and check out that report. We covered a lot of indicators that were saying that a big move was coming, and you can start to look at these indicators and say, hey, lots of people are trapped up here. The risk is now elevated. Now, what we can see is that lots of people are now in profit and we have hit this level. This is the highest level of profit we've had through the entire of 2023. So it aligns with the fact that people are likely to start spending. Now, remember, this is supply in profit, unrealized, coins that aren't moving, coins that are held by short-term holders. So we're really starting to narrow in our thesis. The thesis is people are probably going to start selling because we've got to that, we're in a decent enough amount of profit coming into year close. NVT is a little bit slower. We've got Mayer Multiple hitting that critical level and their supply is now heavily in profit. The final question to answer, did they actually spend? Did we actually get sell side? Because it's one thing to say, hey, the incentive is to sell. They're in a lot of profit, but did they actually sell? Which is the thing that overwhelms the inflowing demand.